Hey, this is René, and today I will show you how you get the data from the RSI indicator and store it in a variable. So in the last two videos we looked at data types, variables and data structures. So now we have all the basics to start off with, with coding or expert advisor, with adding logic to it and make it perform calculations for us. So we will start off in the onTick function and we declare a new double variable. We type the keyword double, so the computer knows that we need a double variable, that we want to store some double values that are numbers with digits, and we can give it a name like RSI, because we will store the RSI value in the variable. And then we can either do it like this and end the line with a semicolon, or we can also initialize the variable in the same line. And that's exactly what we do. We will call the indicator. It is called by a function call. We write a lowercase I for indicator and then RSI. And then we open parentheses and we see several parameters. These are the informations we have to provide, so the expert advisor knows what kind of RSI we want to calculate. Because I can show it in the MetaTrader. If you attach the RSI indicator to the chart, you have several inputs, like the periods. But you only have one input for this indicator, but if you choose another one, you might have several inputs. And for this indicator, we only have the periods. So the period is one of the parameters that is required to call this function. So first of all, the first parameter is the symbol. So if we attach the expert advisor to the Euro-US dollar chart, we want the RSI of the Euro-US dollar chart. That's kind of obvious, but we could also calculate the RSI of the GBP US dollar if we want to, even though the expert advisor is running on the Euro US dollar. So that's what the first input is for, and we get the current symbol by this underline and then symbol call here. I can show you in the reference. This is a variable pretty much of the system, and it also holds the current symbol name. So the symbol of the underlying chart where the expert advisor is attached to. So we get the symbol by underscore symbol. The next parameter is the time frame, and there are different time frames and they are identified by an integer number. So if we write 5, this will be the 5-minute time frame. We could also write 15 or 60, not 80, 60, or whatever time frame is available in the MT4. You can see them up here: 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, daily chart, weekly, and so on. And because it's kind of hard to calculate the numbers for the weekly chart, there is an enumeration, and I can show you the enumeration. It is called enum underscore time frames, and there are several identifiers like period M1, which holds the value 1 because it's 1 minute, and you have period M30 and it holds the value of 30 for 30 minutes. So we can just choose one of these, like period H1, if we want to make all calculations on the 1 hour chart for this RSI. But we can also choose period current to get the current time frame of the underlying chart. So now the periods are requested, and here we can add 14, for example, for the standard value for the RSI indicator. The next parameter required is the applied price. Here we typically choose the close price because that's the standard for the RSI indicator. And the last parameter is the shift value, and here we will choose 0. So the shift value is really important, essential when you program for the MetaTrader. The shift value is a value that identifies the bar. So if you have a chart, you should always choose the bar chart or the candlestick chart, but not really the line chart because it's not so easy to understand for programming purposes. So you always have different candles, and if you when it comes to the shift value, you always start from the right side. So the very last candle always has the value 0, so the shift value 0. And from this point on, we count to the left, so the next bar will have the value 1, the next bar will have the value 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. And this bar will have the value 68, and this one will have the value 75. And if I attach the RSI again, you can see that every single bar has its own value, of course. So this bar here at shift value 0 will have the RSI value of 62.1179. And the bar before the last bar has the shift value of 1 and the RSI value of 62.1179. So you need the shift value to identify what exact value you want to receive from the RSI indicator. And if we choose the shift value 0, we will always get the shift value or the RSI value for the current candle. That's it pretty much. I can show you the RSI indicator call again in the reference. You see here, this is the identifier. And in this little window, you always see the relevant source code, how the indicator is implemented. And you see that this function RSI, which is pretty much a technical indicator, and the implementation for this is a little bit different than for a normal function, but we can call it like a simple function, and all we have to know is that the RSI call will return a double value. So that is exactly why we can use this function to receive a double value and to store this double value in the RSI variable, which is of type double. Back to the RSI, you see different input or necessary parameters for this function. And the first one is of type string, and it is a symbol. We get it with underscore symbol. Then the time frame, which is an integer value, and we get the needed integer value with a enumeration. We choose period current here. Then we need an integer value for period, which is 14. Then we need an applied price. So this is like the price the indicator takes for calculation. You can either choose price close or price high or whatever you want to choose. And I forgot to explain it. It's an enumeration again. It's enum underscore applied underscore price. And if we look at it, we have different prices you can choose from. We took price close. So this is the corresponding identifier for the value 0. But we could also print or choose 0 here instead of price close. But price close is much more easier to read and to understand for the programmer. And the very last input is the last parameter is the shift value, and I explained it in detail. It is necessary to see for what bar we want to receive the RSI value, the RSI value. So now we can choose. We can show the output of this by using the comment function, and the comment function is pretty useful if you want to have a quick overview over your expert advisor and over the current state. So if I use comment and give it a parameter of RSI, it will print the RSI value in the upper left corner. Here I should attach the expert advisor first, RSI expert. If I attach it to the chart, you see that in the upper left corner we will get a little comment on the next tick. Yeah, there it is. So the current value of the returned by the RSI function is 58.7002, and the value here is let me get it real quick. the last value here for the RSI is not the same, so there it is. It's still not the same, so there has to be some difference. Oh, no. I hovered over the wrong place, I think. If you look here in the down left corner, you can see the RSI value that is returned by the indicator, and it's exactly the same as the value in the upper left corner returned by our comment function here. So let me add a line break. You can do it with the \n, and it will just move the comment to the next line below this. Yeah, you will see it when a new tick occurs. So that's pretty much how you can receive the value from a standard indicator in the MetaTrader 4. You can also choose IMA for moving averages, IMACD for the MACD, or stochastic for stochastic, or SIR for the parabolic SIR. You can see several of these indicators. SIR, there are several indicators. You can just scroll through the documentation if you want to know which indicators are available, but there are plenty. And that's the most important thing why I would recommend the MetaTrader 4 and the MQL4 framework for programming. You have so much standard functions and system functions you get out of the box, and you don't have to do any programming to receive all these amazing functionalities, and that makes programming with the MetaTrader extremely easy and extremely fast. So after receiving the RSI value, we can now use a control structure. We already know the if statement. We can write if RSI, which is the double variable that holds the RSI value. If RSI is above 70, for example, we want to print, we can show it in our comment. I will show you real quick how you can achieve this. We can write a we can declare a string variable comment with an lowercase letter in the beginning. I didn't mention this, but if you declare a new variable, you will always want to choose a lowercase letter for the first letter. So that's just programming conventions. You will see it in many other programming languages too, not only MQL4. And it's the same for functions. If I declare a new function like double function, I will also use a lowercase letter in the beginning for the functions I declare on my own. It's different for the system functions. The MetaTrader or MQL4 framework chose to have an uppercase letter in the beginning, but that's just how it is. But if I declare a new function, I always choose a lowercase letter. And there are some exceptions for this, but we'll get to that later. So if the RSI value is above 70, we want to add to our comment. We can first add the RSI value to our comment. So we can write it like this. This identifies a new line. Then we write RSI. And then we have a plus. And you can have several strings and concatenate them with a plus. So if you use the plus and you have like a string A, which is Peter, and a string B, which is cool, then you can declare a new string C and initialize it with the value of A plus B. So C will be Peter is cool. Okay, this is not cool. But now you will have the value of Peter is cool stored in the variable C. So that's how you can concatenate different strings. And that's exactly what we do here. We will add the string of a new line and then RSI plus double to string RSI, comma, digits to the comment variable. So that's pretty confusing in the beginning. I will go over it again and explain it in more detail. So the comment variable is just the string variable we declared here. If you don't initialize it with a value, it is automatically initialized with an empty string in MT4. So we don't have to do this. Then we calculate the RSI value and store the value in the RSI variable of type double. Afterwards, we take our comment variable, which is of type string, and we add something. Oh, you can do it by plus equal. That means that you take the comment variable and add something to it. You could also write, wait a second, you could also write is equal to comment plus. That's exactly the same as plus equal, but it's easier or faster to write this than the is equal to comment plus. So that's just a little shortcut. And then we take a string first, which just says please move to a new line, and then write RSI colon, and then we add to this string another string, which is the RSI value, and we use this double to string function to return a string value from an value parameter. So the parameter is RSI, which is a number, and we can also define the precision of the digits, which will be underscore digits, and underscore digits is a system variable which always holds the number of digits for the underlying symbol. So for euro, US dollar, underscore digits would return 5. So that's pretty much it. And what is stored in comment now is RSI. Oh, I can show you in the chart. Wait a second. If I compile this, you will see. No, you won't, because I have to choose the comment variable as an input for the comment function. If I do this, you will see in the upper left corner that we have the output of RSI, which was our first text, and then a colon, and then the value of the RSI indicator, which is which has the precision of 5 digits. That's it, pretty much. Afterwards, I will go to my if statement again, and if the RSI is above 70, I want to add something to my comment, and I will add again with plus equal, and I will add the a new string value. And first of all, I will go to a new line with \n, and then I will write just short with an exclamation mark, which will identify or show the user there's a new short signal. And else, if the RSI is below 30, I will also add something to my comment, but this time it's a long signal. So we will add long in a new line. If I compile this, we can see that we are directly in the middle of 70 and 30, so we won't get any output, but this is the perfect time to show you the MetaTrader tester. You can open it by Control R, or you can open it by going up here and view it under view. You can choose strategy tester to open and close it. After opening it, you can just choose your expert advisor. For me, or for you, probably it is RSI expert. If you put it in here and choose a symbol, which is euro US dollar for me right now, which is fine. You can choose a model. You can choose every tick, for example. This is how you use the tester. This should be another topic maybe in a later video. And you can choose a period, which can be 5, for example. And then we will just start the expert advisor and look at the output of the comment in the upper left corner. Okay, the RSI finished loading. And now you see that the expert advisor is running on simulated data. And I can also attach the RSI indicator, so we see what's going on, to the chart. Now we have to wait until the RSI is above 70 like this. And now we see the output short in the upper left corner whenever the RSI value is above 70. And the same will be for a value below 30. Yeah, that takes some time. I can just change these values to 40 and 60, for example. So we will see, oh, I can do 50 and 50. So we will always have an output, and we will see if the RSI is above 50 or below 50. But later on, for the real system, for the strategy, we will change it back to 70 and 30. So we only sell in overbought markets, and we only buy in oversold markets. But for demonstration purposes, we can do it like this. So this is loading again, and now it finished, and we will always see an output of short or long in the upper left corner. And right now the signal is short, and it switches to long when we are below 50, like this. So you can just play around with this system, and that's pretty much it for this video. And in the next video we will look at how we can open positions with this expert advisor. So I hope you will watch the next video again, and if you like this one, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so you won't miss anything that comes up in the future. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Bye bye.